The ing
දයාබර දූ දරුවනි ඔබේ ඉංග්‍රීසි දැනුම වැඩි දියුණු කිරීම සඳහා අපි ඔබට අත දෙන්නෙමු. ඔබ සඳහාම සකසා ඇති මේ සරල ඉංග්‍රීසි පාඩම් මාලාව තුලින් ඔබේ දැනුම තවත් වැඩි කරගන්න. ලෝකයේ අනෙකුත් රටවල් සමග අත්වැල් බැඳගන්න අපි ඉංග්‍රීසියෙන් කතා කරමු.
What jobs do people do in your area where you live? One of them could be a lorry driver. What does the lorry driver do? Well, he has a lot of responsibility as he carries a load of maybe vegetables or produce, which means things that people grow. He could even be transporting building materials or even items of clothing, but the lorry driver has to be very careful that the goods that he is transporting arrive safely where they need to be delivered. So, the lorry driver can do a good job. A housewife, have you thought of that as being a job? Yes, indeed. A housewife also has great responsibility. Stays at home and works for the welfare of her family. She may be the wife or the mother, often both. So the housewife sometimes does cleaning, often cooking, goes out and brings items of food from the shops or the market, then has to do sewing, repairing of items in the home, maybe torn clothes that need to be sewn. They also make decisions about how money is to be spent, planning menus, planning holidays, and feeding and providing food at the right time in the best way for the members of the family. That's a lot of work. The housewife does a good job. The dentist, that also is a job. Have you been to see a dentist recently? Good. You should visit a dentist regularly because he makes sure, or she can make sure, that your teeth are well, that they are not in any way affected by cavities, or that you have neglected your teeth. They can help you then to correct matters. So the dentist also does a responsible job, and that is a good job. But have you heard of that expression, a bad job? But that's a saying, bad job. What we can mean with that expression, a bad job, is when a person has done something clumsily, that is, without care, without regard in fulfilling that responsibility. Say, you are a cleaner in an office or in a factory. That's a job, a good job. But if there are stains and spots on the floor, and if there are finger marks on the wall, and they have not been cleaned, then it could be said that although you are a cleaner, you have done a bad job. In other words, not good enough. So if we meet the standard and keep a high standard of work, then we can be said to do a good job. So whatever it is that we are doing, whether at school or in our places of work, if we fulfill our responsibility correctly and keep to the expectations of the people who employ our services, we can be said to have done a good job. While we are talking about the subject of jobs, have you heard the expression, one job after another? Yes, some people seem to do just that, take on one job after another. Can you think of people like that? Well, you can write about such a person. He perhaps started off as a vegetable gardener, and then he managed to serve in the marketplace as a seller of produce. After a time, he began to do another job, and that of being a transport agent, taking vegetables not only from his own garden, but buying vegetables from other producers and transporting that produce to different cities in Sri Lanka. And then after a time, he got another job when he became the owner of a fleet of vehicles or lorries. That means more than one lorry. So he becomes a vehicle fleet owner or lorry fleet owner. That's another job. So in that way, you can see that a person can do one job after another. Can you think of any other examples? I'm sure you can. But anyway, listen and watch very carefully to what happens now, and I'm sure you will benefit. Do enjoy this.